What's up, everybody? This is Stephen Palomino for the MUX review of the heuristics. The term is 1402 or 1404. Sorry, 1404. I'm just going to be going through the heuristics questions here and comparing Hello Talk and Kakao Talk. Oops. Hello Talk is just kind of like a chatting application. I was going to try to do a screen share here, but the internet's so slow, it takes forever. So I'll just be kind of walking through the app here and trying to explain what's going on. Um, HelloTalk is more of a chatting program. It kind of randomly shows you a whole bunch of people that speak the language you're trying to learn. Excuse me. And Kakao Talk is kind of like a messenger, so you're just going to be adding people with their usernames. Whereas HelloTalk, you just shows you a list of random people that speak the language you learn, and then you can add them. So kind of different purposes, but they both are for kind of learning a language or interacting with natives. So first of all, the visibility of the app status. Both apps are pretty clear. Um, Adding friends, or they're both a little clear, or they're both pretty clear. It's easy to do what you want to do, so there's no confusion there. And as far as adding friends, um, match between app and the real world. Both apps don't have anything to do with geolocation or anything like that, so nothing changes depending on where you are. The app does change based on, or at least Hello Talk. Hello Talk does change based on which language you choose as your primary language, or languages that you know. So maybe if you speak English, you'll be getting messages from Koreans or Chinese people wanting to learn English or anything like that. Kakao Talk won't change at all. It'll just you know it'll just be a messenger. Um, so that's it. User controls and freedom. The let's see. Let me clear. The emergency exits are very clearly marked on both apps. Hello Talk is a little easier to delete friends with. Kakao Talk, you have to kind of hide the friends and then block them, or just block them. But with Hello Talk, it's very easy to just select a friend and then delete. You can't do a mass delete, so if you add a whole bunch of people and I want to delete them all, it's not possible. So maybe it's a bad thing, maybe not. Error prevention. Um, it's already very simple to do what you want to do, except for maybe deleting users. But as far as getting things done, error prevention, it's very easy to, if you add somebody, to delete somebody, or if you uh, you know click on one screen and go back. So there's nothing that kind of gets you stuck. Um, Consistency and standards. Um, Everything is pretty much the same all the time in the apps. Each of the screens are they all have a purpose, and so it's very easy to, the interface is pretty standard, so there's no kind of wondering if it's going to change, or it's a chat, so it's not going to be changing much. Recognition rather than recall. Um, like I said, it's a very standard user interface, so you'll be doing, once you're introduced to the app, and they both have kind of tutorials once you open the apps for the first time. So everything's very simple and easy to navigate. Flexibility and efficiency of use. Like I said, for the deletion, that kind of took a while. You know, testing both apps, I didn't come across anything else that was kind of confusing except for deleting with Kakao Talk. But everything was really easy to use for Hello Talk. The number of steps it took was, you search for a partner and then add the partner. So that couldn't have been any easier. You don't have to go through an approval. They'll approve you, and then you start talking, and that's it. So that was super simple. Aesthetic and minimalist design. I think Hello Talk, it's got more information and it's a little more complex, but it's still very minimal and easier to navigate. I think it's easier than Kakao Talk, and Kakao Talk has less on there. I think just because all the information is presented, there's no redundancy or anything like that. So I think Hello Talk wins on that one. Help users recognize, diagnose, and recover from errors. there are plenty of error uh, windows pop-ups that come up if something happens, and it'll tell you exactly what to do. Like with the blocking on KakaoTalk, it'll tell you if you want to delete somebody, it'll show that they're hidden, and then that you can go in and block them. So that's very easy. And for HelloTalk, it's even easier. You just delete them. Help and documentation. Like I said, both apps have a welcome kind of tutorial screen, and so they'll kind of walk you through what's going on and how to do things. Hello Talks again, HelloTalk has more of a tutorial, a video tutorial, so it makes it a little easier. And they have FAQs and stuff like that, and so does KakaoTalk. KakaoTalk has a kind of FAQ and most common asked questions. So that's it for the heuristics. For my article, I found ABCs of mobile marketing. It wasn't really geared toward user experience, but I think that the mobile marketing kind of, if it's done well, it can definitely um, be conducive to a more pleasurable user experience. So it did talk about Bluetooth cost, donations. It talked about just different ways to kind of put your app out there, kind of keep users engaged in your app. Emergency alerts, doing things like QR codes or short codes, that American Idol does, text vote to 455 or whatever. That kind of keeps users engaged and coming back to your app, and kind of associates a good experience with your app. Also, being linked with Twitter, or interacting with your users more often, or depending on the app, if it's for a good cause, getting donations or showing things like that. But other than that, it was a great article, and really helped me realize how it's just really good to stay involved with your users and not just get them to pay and then kind of use your service and kind of that's it. So that really helped kind of shed new ideas on keep trying to push the boundaries of what you offer users. Anyway, that was my MUX review. Thanks for watching.